I'm going to make a wallet out of my daughter's old blue jeans. Is you take the leg here and you your seam ripper and undo one or both of the sides. The jean was wide enough, so I undid both of the sides, so I only needed, the width of one of the blue jeans. I'll take a paper plate, a circle, and then you trace your circle up here, and then a circle right next to it. See, I traced my two circles here, and then you connect the circles in a line up here, and you connect them in a line down here, and you cut this bit out, and that is going to be the main template for your wallet. So let's go ahead and do that now. So basically what I did was I took that plate and I traced it around right next to each other. They're not really supposed to be overlapping like that, but oh well. Trace them like that, and then do a line like this connecting them on your denim or whatever fabric you use, and that's basically what I did here. And now the piece is cut out. Now we get ready for the lining bit. For my lining, I'm just going to use this old piece of fabric that I had laying around, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pin it around, or I could draw it, but I don't really feel like drawing it, so I'm just going to pin it around along the edges, and then I'm just going to cut it right along the top. And I guess now you could sew it right sides together and then flip it inside out if you wanted to, but I'm just going to sew it together. I'm not going to put any kind of stabilizer or lining in it inside because the denim is pretty sturdy itself. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put like a binding around the edge so that I don't have to turn it inside out, because I don't like all that bulk. When you flip it inside out, you've got 4 layers instead of just the 2. So that's what I'm going to do in a minute. Alright, I'm done cutting it out. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is I am going to sew these together with the wrong sides together like that, and then I'm going to get a binding to put a binding around the edge. I'm going to need, let's measure, see how much I'm going to need of the binding, and I'll go ahead and make that because I don't want it to be like a big fat quilt binding. I just want it to be like a small little delicate binding. Alright, it says I need about 48, 49, 50. Might do 49, 50 inches just to be on the safe side. And let me go ahead and iron some binding up. Put a stabilizer layer in, and then there's that purple layer. I'm going to go ahead and trim off where it doesn't quite match up over here, and then I'm going to sew it around, and then I'm going to put that the edging on. Right now though, so I'm going to hold it far enough for you to see. Right now I think it kind of looks like a burp cloth. Yeah, let's hope it starts looking a little better. Alright, so here we go. This is the denim with the lining, and it's got the edging around it, and let me be frank, it kind of looks like a burp cloth. Well, if a burp cloth and a placemat had a baby, this would be it. So let's hope it looks a little better. I guess in theory this folds with this, and it's gonna fold up like this, and then this and this are gonna meet. You'll see. Alright, now actually what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get a spot for a little pocket in here. You see how I put it like this and like this? We're going to put a little pocket in the top bit here and a little pocket in the bottom bit here for credit cards and whatnot. So let's do that. Alright, so let me explain about how to get the area of the pocket, etc. that's going to be going here. Alright, this is my crude drawing here of the 2 plates and then connecting of the plate. So in order to get the pocket, what we're going to do is we're going to measure the center of this plate to the center of this plate, and for me that's 8.5, and then the center of the plate to the edge here, and for me that's 4.5. So I'm going to make a rectangle that measures 8.5 by 4.5. Alright, now first I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece here. And first what I'm going to do is I found this zipper in my scraps. Once upon a time I bought a lot of zippers on eBay, and I think I've used one of them. There were like 200 zippers. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and attach the zipper on the top of this, and on the top, on another similar piece like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and place that in the middle, and then we're gonna do we're gonna place that here in the middle, and then I'm gonna place the credit card pocket bits up there. So hang tight. All right, so here is my little zipper pocket that I'm finished with. It turned out just really nice. All right, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna sew the zipper pocket into the placemat burp cloth. All right, this is how I'm gonna do it. I am going to take the two ends here. I'm gonna pinch them into between this. Let's see. I'm gonna pinch them in between here, like that. Sew it down here. Sew down the center here. Flip it up. And sew it there. And then the wallet will be something like this. For now. We're not quite done yet, but it'll be like this. See it? Got it? Alright, so let me go ahead and sew that in, and then eventually we're going to make those credit card pockets I've been promising. Alright, so the inside here, I haven't sewn anything yet. I just pinned it in there for now. The crude mock-up. To make our credit card pocket, we know it's 8.5 inches wide. So we're going to have to get, and I ran out of this scrap, so we have to do a new scrap. It's 8.5 inches wide. So I'm going to hem, I guess, is for lack of a better word. So the raw edges are not up here. I'm going to turn them down. Alright, so I've hemmed the bits, and what I've decided to do is just make an extra long one and just do credit card bits on this side, credit card bits on this side, and fold it in half, and it should fit, should tuck in perfectly, like a little U in there. So, now that it's hemmed, I'll go ahead and mark how it needs to get sewn. I think I'd like to see my little credit card bits. Alrighty, now I'm gonna put the pins out here so that when I'm sewing, I can still see where they are. Oh, you can't even see that one when I'm sewing. Oh well. I'll put it here, and I'll put one here. Come on. And I'm using this measuring thing because it makes it easier and sturdier, etc. Alright, so I went ahead and did the first one. Now let me go ahead and do the second one. Another credit card, put it in the middle here. I think it should look kind of like that. You think, Sandra? Mm-hmm. Alright, let me make sure it looks good. Boom. Yeah, like that. So then we'll put the measuring tool on here again. And then I will fold it up. And fold it down again. Alrighty, I'll go ahead and rip out this pin and I will repin it. Alright, I'll pin it on both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew this side. Alright, I'm going to sew this side here. I will sew this side here, and then I'm going to sew up the middle because obviously they're credit card pockets and they're not super long pockets, they're not cash pockets. Alright, so I will go ahead and sew that, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing. This exact same thing I did here, I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side here and be doing that folding thing for the credit cards. And I'll get right back to you. Alright, so I'm done. I sewed it on this side, and then I sewed it on this side. I just used one large piece to make it easier. Alright, and they look perfect little credit card sizes, enough for 8 credit cards. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to fold this in half, and I'm going to stick this, is going to go in here. Alright, so this is going to go, this is the wrong side of each. This with the right side up, here we go. This is going to go in the middle here. Let's fold that in the middle, put this here, and that's how this is going to go. See? Boom, like that. You know, actually I don't like it like that. So what I'm going to do, I don't like it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down here, I'm going to sew it up here, and then I'm going to sew it down here. That's what we're going to do. Alright, let's try that. Alright, so I went ahead and sewed it here and here. Hindsight. Next time I will sew it to the inner lining, or I could just make this little bit longer and I wouldn't have to sew it to this bit at all, because now I've got a line of stitching on the back, but oh well. Alright, now we have our credit card pockets in place. I'm going to go ahead and put the little zipper pocket in place, and I'll get back to you. Don't forget the zipper pocket, you just here and the same on both sides. Boom and boom. Alright, so I went ahead and attached, went ahead and sewed the sides to the sides here. And now what you're going to do, you're going to fold up the other sides. You're going to fold this in and fold these sides up kind of like that. And then you've kind of got to work with it to make it square. You want to make it look square when you're done. So work with it a little bit and make it look square. Let me try this side. There you go. See how you want to make it look square? And just kind of work with it a little bit, make it look square on both sides. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a flap to go over this, and then we'll either do we can do 2 buttons or 1 button in the middle. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Let me think about it in a minute, and I will, in the meantime, I'll get the flap started. Alright, for the flap that goes over, and again, this is kind of what it's going to look like. I just pinned it for now, but alright, anyway, for the flap, I figured out, you know, what kind of a flap, you know, a kind of a rounded one, maybe with 1 button here. I'll put the stabilizer in it so it'll be sturdy again. I'm just going to go back to my daughter's old jeans. I'm going to use my trusty plate because it is the width of this, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace, let's see, about this, you know, I'll just make it flat across because this one goes up, but I'll just make sure it's flat across, and then I will use this purple for the back. I'll line it like I did earlier, and I've got a little bit of this left, and I will use this I went ahead and finished the flap, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to, remember where I had to sew in these credit card pockets? I'm gonna sew the flap, the bottom of the flap, to that line of the credit card pocket line, and then it's gonna go around like this, and then I'm going to match up. I'm going to put a snap here, and then my daughter had an excellent idea, is I'm going to super glue a button over the snap, because I probably should have thought of this earlier, but of course I didn't because I'm kind of winging it. I'll super glue a button or something fancy on top of it after I put the snap on. So let me do that. Alright, so I went ahead and sewed this across the back like I said I was going to do, and then what I'm going to need to do is put that snap down there. But first, what I'm going to do first is, now every time you open this wallet, it's just going to flop open to that stupid burp cloth looking thing almost. Well, I guess this does hold it to the sides, but I'd rather, you know, make it a little bit tighter in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it the way it's supposed to be, and this is pretty much it. And then inside here, I'm going to pin these bits, these folds here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Alright, I'm going to pin these folds, and I'm just going to sew along these folds inside here just to keep it a little bit more together. Alright, so now I put the snap on. I went ahead and sewed it in here a little bit so when it comes, so it doesn't just flop all the way open. I put the snap on, and I decided to put the, it looks like a hedgehog coin from some country. I'm not sure what country it's from. So everything here is, I used some super glue. Hopefully this Gorilla super glue will hold it. Everything here is recycled. I used extra purple fabric that I had laying around. Now I don't have to go out and buy a wallet. Maybe I'll add a strap on later. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it like this. We'll see. Hope you enjoyed our tutorial, and have a lovely day.